All right. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for showing up or watching the replay of this unique call. We've been doing a lot of great education around the science of activation, the ways that we can use nutritional synergy to turn on processes in your cells, which is very exciting. But I'm very excited to have a long, long time friend and dear, dear, dear colleague. We've worked together in so many ways over the last almost 2 decades. Come on and help share the vision. So, if you are hearing from me newly, I'm Jessie Lucas. I'm here in the Washington, D.C. area now, but I met Jody when I lived up in Vermont, where I raised my two boys as a single mom. And I'm a yoga teacher, I'm a personal trainer, I'm a nutrition coach, I've got some hands on body work experience. I know and love bodies. And it's been my passion all along to help empower people to be able to be healthy for the long haul and without relying on crutches. And I really believe in the self-healing power of the body. And I hope what you see tonight, I'm going to really condense what we mean by all of that which I just encapsulated, so we can hear a little bit more about the ripples that this science of activation is making in the wellness space, because it's a really big deal. I think it's very, very relevant in everything that's been shaken up in the last 5 years or so in the health space. So as you're listening, if you haven't already, grab a pen. You may hear some things that are inspiring. There you go. Thanks, Jody. You got your pen. You may hear some things that are inspiring. You may hear some things that give you pause. You may hear some things that make you think of somebody to reach out to. You may hear some things that make you want to have a conversation after this, and we want to make sure nothing gets missed. So I'm going to give you a couple of just highlight bullet points on what we mean by the science of activation. I'm going to turn it over to Jody, who's the one who opened my eyes to the big picture here. It took a little, following up and nudging, and I was in a very kind of stubborn, narrow-minded place when she brought this to my attention, only because I was in research fatigue from finishing my grad school degree at that time. I was in a very like height of my profession within the fitness space. So, I thought I knew everything at the moment. And I'm so grateful that Jody and I had the working relationship and the dear friendship that we did, because I eventually paused enough to take a real deal look at what you're about to see. And not only has it changed the trajectory of my personal relationship with my own body and wellness and aging, but it has impacted my professional trajectory more than anything else I have done. I have never partnered with another company in this way. So I hope you see something inspiring. So I'm going to share my screen and grab my slideshow here. So this is an evolution, you guys. Let me get this out of the way, push play. Okay. This really truly, I believe, is something that is shaking up the wellness space. It is an evolution. Proper disclosures, Jody and I both do represent this company. Everything, I love the transparency of this company. Everything we share, health-wise, financially, business-wise, about the company, we can tell you where to fact check it. But listen, as science nerds, if you're not looking at what's upcoming, what's changing, then we're stuck in a pigeonhole, which is frankly where I was when I started to take a look at this. So what I hope to show you tonight, this evolution with the company LifeVantage, is I'm going to tell you a little tiny bit about the company who's behind this and the products that we have, and then turn it over to Jody to share more about the kind of the overview of what this all means. And you guys, as the wellness profession has changed, and you do not have to be a wellness professional to be a part of this movement, and I do call it a movement. When COVID closed the gyms and the studios, I was unemployed in an instant. And I did have another online business at the time that I was able to keep going, but my eyes were open to know how powerful it was to have this partnership with LifeVantage. I have yet to go back to the gyms and studios. I've since pushed pause on that other business, and this has become a highlight. And here's why. It's the science of activation. When Jody showed me this and literally like came at me waving a research paper, like, you've got to take a look at this. And fear you not, we don't wave people down with research papers. She knew how much of a nerd I was for this stuff. I knew that, listen, I lived in Vermont because of its healthy lifestyle, because we had co-ops and farmers markets and clean air and fresh water and low stress lifestyle. But people I knew were getting sick. I lost two of my closest friends to some of the big scary things that are going on. I've since lost my dad. I knew that, medication has its place. I knew supplementation has its place. There was an herbalist around every corner, but I also felt in my gut and in my heart that there would be something else out there that could really turn the tides with how our bodies were dealing with what life was requiring of our bodies, the toxic load, the stress burden that our poor little trillions of cells have to go through. um, it's real, and we see that in people's symptoms and people's complaints. So just to kind of give you a very high level overview of, the difference between, medication can do what it can do. We need that sometimes. Traditional supplementation, it will add nutrients to the body. It will fill in those gaps. It will give you the ability to, for a long time, I was anemic. I was low in iron. I had to supplement with iron. That was a helpful situation where supplementation was the answer. But I just heard a naturopathic doctor explain it this way recently. It's like just continuing to top off the gas tank when you're continuing to deplete that gas tank. Whereas activation actually tunes up the engines, clears the lines, makes all of the systems more efficient. And so all of the systems that our body is built with, our detoxification systems, our antioxidant systems, our metabolic systems, our neuroprotective systems, all of these things, we can actually kind of reverse engineer with low dose nutritional synergy to help them work more efficiency like they did when you were younger and healthier. So that's our LifeVantage story. So just to put a few key markers before I turn this over to Jody here, we have a whole nother presentation about this. We're doing one next week. We do a few times per month. So if you haven't seen the full story of where this all started with Pro Tandem and the ABC Primetime with John Quinones 20 years ago, make sure you get the information for when our next one is, because that's a really great story to listen to. But it started with the development of this product. We kind of stumbled across something that would shake up not only holistic health and medicine, but Western medicine. They started taking a look at what this product could do for oxidative stress. We kind of know that as inflammation or free radical damage. It's at the center of the hub of basically everything related to the degeneration of your health. And it really caught the attention of major institutions that put their own money and research into it. And it put this company, LifeVantage, on the map. And it really opened people's eyes to what this science of activation can do. Thankfully, because we are a science-based company, we didn't stop there with just that one product, although that was the product that caught my attention and said, I'm gonna take this forever. This is my proactive approach. I'm not going to go into any of this. This is just a tiny little screenshot of the array of where we have gone. We've activated collagen. We've activated neurotransmitters. We've activated skincare based on some of the research we've done, and on and on and on. Please, ask more about all of these, because the deeper stories here are really incredible. And if this isn't the first time you heard about us, it may be because of what we did about a year ago. So we do keep asking, what else can we activate? And just like with that flagship product, Pro Tandem, we can activate antioxidants, our True Science Liquid Collagen. It's a first to market natural collagen activator. We launched to a field trial group a year ago, and then come October to the public a year ago, the Mind Body Natural GLP-1 activation system. And if you haven't heard about GLP-1, maybe you've been under a rock, but to offer people a natural solution to this very necessary metabolic hormone, and which does so much more. Again, we've got presentations just on that. Um, all of this I'm telling you just to say we really are making a splash in the wellness space with something unique and different and impactful. And it's worth taking a look at because activation does change lives and people are looking for solutions. So, if any of those wellness bullet points were of interest to you, please ask the person who invited you to watch this for more information on all of that. We do most of our business through referrals. We love helping people change lives. But what I want to turn your attention to right now is what this might mean to be a part of this mission. And this is where I'm going to turn it over to Jody in just a moment to share that vision as she shared it with me. Because if you're like me, maybe you were seeking something with a greater purpose. When I was training, when I was teaching, I could help maybe 1 to 30, 40, 50 people at a time, depending on if I was in a one-on-one session or teaching a class. And I had a big heart. I had a big heart for wellness. And I also knew I had a limit to how much I could make in that space. And I had big goals and I knew I hadn't created a retirement. It just, I don't know anybody who doesn't need to make more money, and to have this sweet spot of something that was very heart driven, service driven, purpose driven, that could really help people and really kind of blow what I knew as income potential out of the water. There was nothing else out there like this. So to have something that really solves people's two biggest complaints, and you can look this up, to people's two biggest complaints, either their health or their finances, and we can come in with a solution for both. So with that, Jody, I'm going to turn it over to you. I'm so grateful that over 10 years ago you shared this with me, that you opened my eyes and you created a super fan out of me. So I'll run the slides for you. If I'm not following you, just give me a little signal and I'll switch them. But Jody, massage therapist, mogul skier, fitness professional, mom of three. I just admire you, adore you. I'm so grateful for you. But I'm going to mute and let you take it from here.
You. Jessie, let me know if my audio's, skipping out or working okay. And I apologize if there's any background noise. I have a lot of kids in my house right now, but I have locked the door so I can be here with you guys. So thanks so much for being here and for giving me the space to talk a little bit. I think it's funny, Jessie, I was laughing that I opened your eyes, 10 years ago. And the truth is my eyes weren't open yet. When I opened yours, I knew I saw something here, but I didn't quite understand the gravity of what we had. I'm like a gut instinct person. And so when I saw the information that Jessie just shared about our flagship Pro Tandem, right away, I didn't believe it. I was like, yeah, no way. But because our company and our products are rooted in science, and I was able to validate what I was being told, it got a hold of me. And I thought, this network marketing thing, I don't know about that. I was a small business owner. Massage therapy was my bread and butter. I taught yoga, I taught fitness. I really designed my life the way I wanted it to. I made my own hours, I made great money. And I didn't think that network marketing was something that fit for me, but that product, Pro Tandem, grabbed a hold of me. And my first thought was, I got to get this in my body. I want my whole family to take this. And I just had names popping into, I'm going to tell this person, I'm going to tell that person. And as a wellness professional, I felt a responsibility. So it kind of got a hold of me, and I had no idea. That was in 2013. I had no idea where I would be on this end of it here in almost 2026. And I'm super grateful. I hope I can succinctly transfer some of my vision and my story here. I love this question. Why LifeVantage? Why now? It's what I asked myself when I saw this. I'm like, why would I do this? And the questions I really had to ask myself, like I said, I was a small business owner. I set my life exactly, set it up the way I wanted it. I made my own hours. I lived the lifestyle I wanted, outdoors, skiing and biking and doing all the things. But as I started to add children into my life, I got a little older. I started to question, was what I was doing really going to get me where I wanted to be at the end of it all, and this is in my mid 30s. And when I had to get honest with myself, and I didn't like it, but the answer was no. And so my next question, when I saw this and it lit me up and I saw the potential, I didn't see the belief in myself. I didn't think I could do something like this, but I saw the potential in the product, and I knew people who had had success in the industry. And the next question I had was, well, if not this, then what? What else? And I knew that anything else I looked at, maybe I could create something career-wise, but it was never going to allow me the kind of leverage in my life and freedom and opportunities that I really wanted. And, I said yes on a whim, and I just put one foot in front of the other to build this to go. I'm so, so grateful that I did, because I'm looking back, guys, I had like a 4-year maternity leave with my last, my youngest is 4 years old now. And because of this business, I was able to just like pause and breathe. And that never would have happened, massage therapy, fitness. If I'm not physically in the room, I'm not getting paid. And I'll tell you what feels really good to me about this: LifeVantage being at an intersection of science and entrepreneurship, because without that science piece, I don't think I'd be here. And, not to speak for anybody else, but I'm not going to do this selling lipsticks. That's not going to get me and fulfill me the way that I really want to. And so to be able to partner with this company to make a little bit of extra income was where I started. I started to see the big picture about the leverage and the ability to scale this and build teams and work with other people and help them change their lives and develop them to create the lives that they need for themselves. We have the mentorship to do it, and it gets better and better as we go. Our story. So a little bit about who we are, right? So I think that if you saw what we see in that product, you're already with like-minded people. And that's a beautiful thing, to be able to show up and build a business in a culture where people want to be healthier, they want to better themselves, and they're making the decisions to do that. It's a great culture to be in. You're never in business by yourself here. So a lot of companies don't operate that way. I know my small businesses operated that way. It was me, me, and me all the time, 24/7. And some other companies operate that way. In LifeVantage, you're not going to find that. We work together as a team. Our compensation plan actually is designed to support that from a global, across the company platform, so that everyone is compensated for helping each other. And it is beautiful, guys, because let me tell you, when you have hard days and you're struggling to show up to do the things, and you've got someone by your side that's not trying to throw you back down the ladder, and they're trying to build you up, lift you up, it is a beautiful, amazing thing to participate in. And our system's proven. You can build this to whatever degree you want. So whatever you're looking for in your life, like say that's to cover the cost of your products, or to cover a car payment, or a school loan, you share this to the level that you want to share it to make what you want to make. And we teach you the system, the proven system that we have in place to make that happen. You can build it out to teams so that you start to create that leverage. You want to get even bigger, you start to lead and develop people, and that business will grow, and you'll have the support in the back to help mentor and train you and support you through all of it. This slide means a lot to me. So you see big name recognition here. Our leadership is just, we're so blessed to have Steve Fife at the helm of our company right now, recognized by Newsweek, recognized by Forbes. We're a publicly traded company. We've rang the bell, the closing bell, twice on Wall Street. And you guys, what that says to me is that we're a legacy company. What does that mean to you? That means that whatever you build here, whatever that size of business that you want to build, is it going to be here 2 years from now, 5 years from now, 30 years from now, 50 years from now, 3 generations of your family from now? Is this company going to be here? That paycheck will be here. And that's what this says to me. And a lot of other companies in this platform, they're not here right now, and they're changing their business models because they're not able to pivot and they're not able to keep up with the times. You guys were one of the only companies that is stable. We're out of debt and we are growing. I have goosebumps because what an amazing opportunity. I didn't understand this in the beginning. I just knew, like, yeah, this is a big deal, but I didn't know all of this. And to have this validated, 13 years later is just so cool. So how do you make money? You got to get paid, right? Yeah, sounds great. Like I said, you can build this to whatever degree you want. You start just by talking to the few people that are probably already popping into your head right now, the way that I did. You can make money at all levels. You don't have to get to the top. I know this is a common misunderstanding. It is not just the people at the top making the money. You get paid for doing the work. When you talk to people and they see what we see and they want to get started, you're going to make bonuses right away on your sales. If you want to build teams, you're going to continue to get bonuses on your sales, but you're going to start to make that leveraged income. So I like to think of it as the front end money and the back end money. So you're going to make a small percentage of everybody on your team. Jesse's on my team, Linda's on my team, Heather, Indra, you guys are all on my team, right? We work together and everybody benefits from everybody. And if you want to get even more of that, you help develop people, you help them to grow, you find the people who are looking to do what you want to do, and you do with the people that did ahead of you. You do what they did and you teach others to do the same, and we all do it together, and it's pretty awesome. Our earnings claim statement, this is something, we're a publicly traded company, so these numbers are real. What I like to say to people is, this is real money. Look at that average monthly commissions paid out to our different ranks in the company. If you look at that column, is there a number that stands out to you, right? Like I said, would $200 a month make a difference in your life? Would $500 a month? I think I've statistically heard that $300 a month can make or break a person if they lose their job. $300 a month, like, wow. So to be able to create something, another spoke in the wheel, another stream of income that can offset that or totally replace it, guys, and you can be working from your home office or from your beach vacation or your mountain retreat, talking to people from anywhere that you want to do and make this happen. Take a look at that column and see if there's a number that's standing out to you, and we can always have a conversation to help you understand how to use our system and what it takes to get where you want to go. So this is it. This is the vehicle. This is what I came up with. And I didn't understand it fully, but this is the vehicle that has already, and I'm not done yet. I'm still going, taking people with me, anybody that wants to come to go where we all want to be. And so I hope that came through clear for you guys. And I'm so happy to share. Thanks for listening.
Oh my gosh, Jody, thank you so much. And it's so beautiful that after all of these years, and you guys, I think Jody and I are living, breathing, walking proof of that. You don't have to know what you're doing to do this. Jody's got, a bajillion kids, teenagers to toddlers in the background. I am like sweaty from my walk, haven't eaten dinner yet. We used to, approach this like we taught our workshops in the gym, just like vomiting facts all over everybody, making their eyes spin around. And we've come far based on the mentorship and the community that we've had to support, and by sticking together and just not quitting. And it just, this is a testament to, if your desires are big enough and you see the vision here, that you can come immerse yourself in this community and the mentorship and in the support and in the systems. And I'll wrap with this, and then Jody, I know you wanted to go and check on the teenagers and the toddlers, but if anybody does have questions, I'll stop the recording and I can stay on for just a few minutes. But that culture of support is very, very real. Just a few minutes before this call, I was coming back from my walk and my phone was buzzing, and I looked at the phone, and it was literally like one of the two top guys in the company, letting me in on something that's happening tonight later, so that I could let all of the people on my team know, and to be on that like phone call contact list for that kind of thing doesn't come by accident. It comes by just leaning into the support systems that are there. And we are very fortunate and very blessed. And it's a very real testament to the level of love that we have to offer for anyone who wants to join along on this big movement that we're up to. So Jody, thank you so much. You really did open my eyes, even if your eyes weren't open. We figured it out together. I'm so grateful for everybody tuning in and listening. With that, I'm going to stop the recording.